Hi there, welcome back to my channel, Scrap and Coffee. Finally, I'm here with a new project. It's been a while, it's been a bit longer than I anticipated. If you've missed it, I moved back to the Netherlands with my family from Australia. We went back to the Netherlands and it was just, I think I was a bit naive I thought it was going to be very easy to start up here again and just kept going, but it wasn't as easy as I thought. It took me a bit longer and I'm still finding my way. It's alright, I'm here. There's a new project. This is my Classic Pooh mini album. So in the last couple of weeks I've been working on this album, which is a rather small project, but it took me a bit longer to get it all on camera, which is fine. It measures 8.5 inches in height by 6.5 inches in width, if I'm saying that correctly. Yes, a little over 8.5 by 6.5, and the spine is about 1.5 inches. I've used the Classic Pooh collections from Simple Stories, two different collections. From the 12 by 12, sorry, I have to say, from the Seichi's Classic Pooh, I've used the 12 by 12 collection kit. And then I also had the Seichi's Classic Pooh birthday, and from this I only had the 6 by 8 paper pad, and I had the what is it, the die cuts, the well, you know what I mean, the die cuts and the elements and some enamel dots, and that's all I've used. I have quite some left because it's, like I said, it's not a very big project, but fun. It can still hold quite some photos. So I've used the easy wrap method on the cover, and you're gonna have to forgive me for this project, because in the first couple of tutorial videos I had quite some things going wrong, or I did it wrong, but I worked around it. We got there in the end, but you have to forgive that a little bit. Of course, there will be a cutting guide available for this one. It's on my Ko-fi web shop. It's a free download for this project. You can find a link down below in the description box. So go grab the cutting guide if you would like to make this project. Let's open it up, because I just decorated the front a little bit with some stickers and some die cut elements that I've had with the collection. I made it a little like a little bit of a storytelling here, and I've made it a birthday themed album. So this album basically, let me see if I'm in frame yet, contains out of 3 elements: the front cover, then we have one page, and then we have a back cover element. And that's also how I did the tutorial. So one video for every element. I did a little bit of the decorating in the videos, not everything. A lot of the embellishing I did off camera, mainly the matting of the larger elements. So what we have here is some stack pockets, and of course that's in the way. I have this here so my camera stays focused. It's like a stack pocket belly band type of thing, but it's actually flaps. Yeah, like you can see, I've just put some elements in there, some photos, some journal spots, and that will keep everything closed and in place. So another photo mat here. So this is just a white basic cardstock that I've used. I'm actually thinking I'm going to see if I can find some solid cardstock either from the collection or that goes really well with the collection to back the photo mats, because that's what I normally do. This is a bit flimsy, but it still works. So we can open up the flaps. Then here I just made a little tuck spot with the pattern paper. I kept that very simple. Some little elements that you can place in there, and if you don't want to use it as a tuck spot, you can also just place a photo. And then on the bottom flap I put a journal card. So let me make sure that that's in frame. A journal card with a little embellishment there. Then this was a bigger layout. There was some text here that I didn't really care for, so I just glued a photo mat on top with some embellishments. You can do whatever you want here. This is just like a bigger layout area. And then we open it up, and I just have to keep on checking that everything that I want to show you is in frame. We made a bit of an angled pocket here, so you have space for some larger photos to tuck them in there if you want to. So again, this is a 7 by 5, and this is a 3.5 by 5, I think. Yeah, it is. So, but you can, up to 7 by 5 photos you can fit in this album. depending on how you want to fill it. Then we have 2 photo flaps here. So again, I've made a little tuck spot here on this little flap, just for some small elements that can go in there. You don't have to, you can fit a 3.5 by 5 photo on here to cover the flap fully. And now it's going to be a bit of a challenge, because of course we can open up those flaps. Again, a little tuck spot there made with the pattern paper, and I put a little sticker on there. And then I use corn stash on the back of the sticker, so it's no longer sticky, right? So our photos doesn't get stuck on the sticker. And then I did a 6 by 4 photo here with a little embellishment as well. So I tried to stay as much as I could with the regular sized photos, but I've played with the sizes as well, because I like some variation in that. And then we can place all of this back, of course. And because I made it a bit full, it can be a bit tricky to get it in there, but whatever you put here on top can go all the way to the bottom. And some stuff in here. Now, then we go to the page. I've started off with a pouched pocket that I just filled up with photos, with journal spots, with 3 by 4 cards from the collection. Again, a 7 by 5 photo in there if you want to place some bigger photos in here. So a pouch pocket is really spacious. You can get a lot in there. And then again, a 6 by 4 photo here with some embellishments. Yeah, for a nice layout. So just a bigger area where you can just play with your photo sizes that you like. And then when we open it up, we have 2 photo flaps here, this time in the portrait orientation, where you can again place a 3.5 by 5 photo. And I did the same thing as I did earlier, where I have like 1 flap where we can place a full photo. And then here I just did some embellishing. This was actually a 4 by 4 card out of the 12 by 12 classic collection that I just cut down a little bit, and I just like that phrase. I think it's nice. And then on the inside I switched it around, so here journal spot and here place for a full-size photo. And then again here a 6 by 4, and these are 2 3 by 4 photos right there. And I really like played with the patterns because there were some patterns that I didn't really like always, so I wanted to stay away from some colors. And therefore, yeah, I had to play a little bit to still make it playful. And then on the back of the page, I wanted to have that come back, that pocket that looks like a belly band, but are actually flaps and keeps everything in place. So again, I've just put some journal and fun things in there. So this time a small belly band here with a little photo opportunity on top. And then this is a pocket. 1 pocket this time, so again, a photo, a little journal card in there, or whatever you want to do with that. And then on the bottom, again, I've made a little tuck space for some smaller elements there. And then just making sure that we're staying focused, because that's a bit of an issue that I've been having. Again, a 6 by 4 photo here. That's just what I chose to use on most of my bigger layouts opportunities. It's a full-size photo. Another thing, I forgot to put some tape over the attachment of the pockets. Something that I always do to make sure that everything slides in easy, but I forgot in most places, so it's not going in very easily, but again, it's all right. And then our back cover element, this is an element that I've used before on a smaller scale in a landscape album, where I made it out of 1 piece, and I just thought it was a really fun element, and I wanted to have it come back in a bigger version. So this time it's put together slightly different because we had to use different pieces, but the whole idea is the same. I really love this paper. This is from the 12 by 12 collection. And I embellished it a little bit more for some nice detail there. And I've magnetized this closure here. And when we open it up, we get like a storage box pouch, because it's like more than 1 inch in height. I think it's 1.25, if I remember correctly, high, but that doesn't mean you can fill it up 1/4 inch high. But look, I have quite some layers of cards that I had left over, the enamel dots that I had left over in here, and that's like no issue at all. You can really put stuff in here, so like photos that didn't make it in the album, or maybe you got for the birthday, people bring a card or send you a card that you can keepsake in here. Some really nice storage space here for things that you might not want to put directly in the album, but still want to make sure that everything stays safe. The only thing that you have to think about is, like, these are pretty small, and that you make sure that it falls behind one of the 4 sides, because otherwise it can fall out if you place it like this. So you really want it to stay behind those side flaps, if that makes sense. But I just love this element, and what I did is, there was one sheet of 12 by 12 in the collection that had a little bit of a story going on, and I've really made that continuous on the inside of the box, so the patterns are continuing on the sides. And yeah, I did that on camera, so if you have you want to do something similar, I showed you how I did that. So it's not very difficult or complicated, it's just you need to think a little bit more about how you cut your papers. And that's it. That's the whole album. So just a fun project that you can make with any paper collection of your choice, of course. So if you are interested in making your own version, the tutorials will be coming up. I'm thinking of having like set days, like Tuesdays and Thursdays for videos to upload. There is a cutting guide available. Once again, it's in my Ko-fi web shop. I put a link down below in the description box where you can find it. It's a free download. It's no cost for you at all for this project. And yeah, I hope you like it, and then I hope you join me in the videos, and I hope you will forgive me for my I'm a bit rusty, I'm a bit clumsy in the first couple of videos, but it's getting better towards the end, I promise. So thank you for watching, enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next one really soon. Bye bye.